Today I will be interviewing Josh on acting and what he's been through. And I'll begin with my first question. At what age did you begin to act?
Believe it or not, I did my first commercial when I was 9 months old.
Isn't that something?
I had no idea, I don't remember doing it, but I have seen it. It was for Dawn dishwashing liquid. You know what Dawn is. And I was the little baby, and I guess they were proving that the soap was so mild that they could even use it on a little baby. And that was me.
Oh, that's nice. Okay. What are some of the films you have performed in?
I did a lot of TV and some film. The first film I did was called King of the Gypsies. It was about gypsies in New York City. The more infamous film that I did was called The Beastmaster. It was a crazy sword and sorcery movie about a guy who could talk to animals. People sometimes still remember that goofy movie because it used to play on HBO all the time. Some people used to say HBO stood for, hey, Beastmaster's on. So I did a lot of TV commercials and a couple other TV shows, and I enjoyed it very much as a youngster.
Alright, cool. What have you learned being in the film industry?
It's a team effort. You know, a lot of people say that making a movie is like making a pizza. And everybody who works on the film adds their little topping. And by their topping, I mean their little touch of creativity or artistry that they bring to that pizza or that project. And when it's done, hopefully the toppings go together well.
Okay.
If that metaphor makes sense.
Okay, yeah, I get it. What are the stages you went through in order to act in movies?
Well, considering I started so young, you know, there wasn't a lot to do as a really small child. But as I got older, I did study acting. I was in a lot of different acting classes, both in New York and in Los Angeles. I continued doing theater when I wasn't working on television or film to keep my acting skills sharp. I watch a lot of movies and I analyze a lot of films. And I read a lot of books about famous actors that I liked and famous directors and what their techniques are. That's pretty much the process I went through as an actor.
Okay. My last question for you today is, and to you, what makes a good actor? What are the requirements?
Well, the requirements, that all depends who you talk to. For me, it's very simple. If I enjoy watching you on the screen, I consider you a good actor. Other people would break it down in much more complicated ways based on technique. Method technique is a famous technique that came in with Stanislavski and Marlon Brando and that whole crowd. And they basically decided that true acting comes from drawing on your own life experiences. So if you're playing a character who is suffering a loss, like a death or something like that, you would take your own personal pain and experience and bring that to your character as opposed to just pretending. You're, I think, someone who's dedicated and studies and does their preparation work about their character and memorizes all their lines and is willing to take direction from a good director and really listen to them and make adjustments to their performance and trust that person. If you put all those elements together, you'll be just a fine actor.
Isn't that something? Yes. Okay. Well, thank you, Josh. You've been a really big help. And, you know, thanks. You've been really informative for me. So, I guess that's it. That's a wrap.
Well, thank you, Kia. And I'm sure you'll do great on your PLP. And you're one of my favorite students. And I look forward to seeing this project.